To this story now, Deputy Secretary of Parliament, Tyawa, has been suspended so that investigations can get underway into security breaches that led to the January fire. The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union accused Tyawa of leaving the legislature vulnerable to attack by signing off on reducing security. To discuss this further, we're joined by Nehawu chairperson in Parliament, Sthembiso Tembe. Thank you very much, Mr. Tembe, for your time here on All Angles. Firstly, you said already when the fire happened that, Ms. Tyawa was actually, she decided to take security that is less expensive, and you believe that that was the wrong move. So now that she's been suspended, what's your reaction?
We believe it's a victory for the workers of Parliament, but not only for the workers of Parliament, for the workers of the legislative sector, because there is a lot of wrongdoings that are taking place in the sector as a whole.
Yeah.
And on the issue of the banning of Parliament, we believe that, and we still maintain that, had the protection services of Parliament been on the precinct on the day of the catastrophe, fire will not have happened. Even if it would have happened, it would have been minimized, because previously we had the same incidences, but there was no damage because our members and employees of Parliament were there to deal with the situation. So it's a victory for the workers, but it's not only about fire. We submitted a complaint, a 5-page complaint, to the Secretary to Parliament on various issues that we still believe that a number of people should be held accountable, including Ms. Tyawa and other managers of Parliament. So we believe this is just a tip of an iceberg. We expect more action to be taken up against culprits.
And of course, Parliament also announcing that they are not only suspending her for the investigation into the fire, they're going to be looking at every project that she headed or undertook in Parliament. I'm sure you're welcoming of that as well?
We welcome of that as well, because there is an allegation that during her tenure as the acting Secretary to Parliament, she double paid her acting allowance. It's an allegation that is there, and we submitted to the Secretary to Parliament to investigate. There is an allegation as well to say the chief audit executive that is appointed is not the one that was recommended by the audit committee and the members of the panel. It's an allegation we want them to investigate. So we are calling for the full-blown forensic investigation into the finances of Parliament, because we believe that a lot of things might have taken place during the time of COVID, including the issues of procurement. So there are a lot of things that should be investigated.
You say that she double paid her acting allowance, or allegedly double paid her acting allowance. Surely she's not the one who disperses salaries, right? There is a chief financial officer in Parliament and those who actually do the procurement and the payment of salaries, etc. So if this is proven to be true, that would mean that the rot goes even further into other workers in Parliament.
Indeed, you are correct. There are a lot of people that could have been involved, but we cannot vindicate her, because in her position, if this is true, she should have known better to report or reverse whatever payment that might have been, paid to her account. So there are a lot of people that should be held accountable regarding this matter. As I said, she's just a tip of an iceberg, but also a very important step that has been taken by the Secretary to Parliament. So we're watching with interest, but also we are ready to submit whatever evidence that we might have, more especially also including the issue of the banning of Parliament, because we do have evidence to suggest that there was instruction to withdraw the members of the protection services in Parliament during the public holidays and weekends. And Parliament was banned on Sunday, which is a weekend. So we do have that evidence in black and white, and we are willing and stand ready to submit that evidence to ensure that culprits are brought to book.
And of course, such things should be exposed when they do happen. But it's also going to be quite a worry, even for people like you, because as South Africans, we look at Parliament to be the custodian to make sure that accountability takes place within government. So if the rot goes all the way there, then really we're going to feel doomed as South Africans.
You are correct, Masego, because people are looking at Parliament as a custodian of our legislation, as a hope and beacon of hope for the ordinary citizens. But it can't be Parliament that is doing all these things. Our disappointment is that this suspension took long to occur, because our belief and submission was that this action should have been taken immediately. Parliament was banned. If you go there, the damage is immense. As we speak now, the National Treasurer, the Minister, has allocated 2 billion for the rebuilding of Parliament. That money should have been used for something else, and is being taken to fix Parliament, something that should have been avoided. So I think an action that should be taken should be an action that should be able to bring hope to the citizens of this country, to say Parliament should lead by example, and Parliament should do things right so that everyone can follow.